So give me a guy with length, a high basketball IQ, a knockdown shooter, a guy who's an excellent teammate. He works in any system, highly effective, very skilled. A guy who with court vision, an excellent passer, good defender, a versatile player who can play multiple positions, a style of play who can play next to anyone. I drop him on any team. I think I just made that team better.
Max's comments on a coach's dream basketball player are all the qualities Ben Todd is known for. In the summer going into his senior year, Ben played for Dream Vision, a top AAU team sponsored by Adidas, alongside McCord Maker and Kyrie Walker, who were both former 5 stars and will enter the 2021 NBA Draft. At the end of Ben's AAU season going into 12th, he was ranked as one of the top 25 bigs in the nation. Ben comes from a strong basketball family and background. His father, Jeff Todd, is 6'7". He played for Oregon and then played professionally overseas. And both his sisters played college basketball. His sister Kennedy Todd Williams is currently a guard for the University of North Carolina. Ben's dad began training him early in sports, especially the sport he loved, basketball. Going into high school, Ben was ranked a top big in the nation for the class of 2020, in company with Isaiah Todd. Consequently, Ben had the choice to go to some of the top high schools in his state and actually the country. High schools such as Sierra Canyon and Mater Dei. However, he found out that former 16-year NBA player Tim Thomas had just become the head coach at his local high school, Faith Baptist. This intrigued Ben, who believed he could learn a lot from Tim, who was well known for being a highly skilled, versatile big, able to do everything on the court while being 6'10".
Benjamin Todd. I had the pleasure of working with Benjamin the summer of his 8th grade year, going into his freshman year. I gave the kid a full summer of skill set and development work, and then also throughout his freshman year as well. Benjamin is just a natural given talent. He can shoot the ball, he can handle the ball, he can score the ball in many different ways, has a full understanding of the game inside and out. He's a kid that's always looking to get better, he's gonna always ask questions, and he's just hungry for the knowledge. And I think that's very key and very important nowadays with the growth of, these student athletes. And Benjamin is definitely one that should be playing on someone's roster at a high level.
In Ben's first 3 games under his coach Tim Thomas, he averaged 30 points and 15 rebounds. After a very successful 9th grade season, Ben was on the Max Preps freshman All-American team with top players like Scotty Barnes and Greg Brown, both projected to go first round in the 2021 NBA Draft. Also other great players, Johnny Jazang of UCLA and Jeremy Roach of Duke. He's here again with Isaiah Todd, who was committed to Michigan but is now in the G League. Dino Trigonis, known worldwide for his historic Pangos All-American camp that has had a countless number of NBA players from the likes of Anthony Davis, James Harden, Ben Simmons, and Russell Westbrook, made an impressive report on Ben right after he watched him play at his spring showcase at the end of his 9th grade season. He states, Ben projects to have the potential to be a top 25 national prospect in 2020. On the Daily News Athletic Leaders list, a list compiled yearly of the best high school players in LA, Ben was the only freshman on the list for scoring, listed at number 14 alongside Marvin Bagley, who was drafted number 2 in the 2018 draft and plays for the Sacramento Kings, and Cassius Stanley, who was a 2nd-round pick by the Indiana Pacers in the 2020 NBA Draft. On another Daily News Athletic Leaders list, Ben, again the only freshman, was number 3 for blocks again in good company with Bagley. Ben had earlier been compared to Marvin Bagley when he was in middle school by Marvin's AAU coach, Coach Carlos. In an interview, he was asked, how does Ben Todd compare to Marvin Bagley? He answered, this kid is already 6'10" with a good skill set. It's scary with the right amount of work how good he could be. He has to be considered the number 1 player in the country for his class. At the end of Ben's high school season, Ben was ranked number 3 on Cal High Sports 2020 rankings, right under Jalen Green and Kyrie Walker. Jalen Green is projected to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming 2021 draft. He made history this year by going to the newly formed G League Select Team. Evan Mobley is projected to be a top 3 pick in the upcoming draft, and Marcus Bagley is playing at Arizona State, also projected to be in the upcoming draft. Johnny Jazang and Jalen Clark currently play for UCLA.
Nice block.
Due to Ben and his family going through unforeseeable adversity, Ben missed his 10th grade high school and AAU season. Consequently, he was only seen by a few college coaches up to this point and was mostly only well known on the West Coast. Ben had made a name for being a versatile big and an efficient shooter who could dribble and pass at a high level. After constantly being double-teamed in every game, Ben learned to pass on target to the right player in order for them to score. It can be seen on this passing clip that Ben truly enjoys sharing the rock. Going into 11th grade, Ben had kept up his rep as a top player in California. Dino Trigonis writes, 3 SoCal center power forwards I'm high on, Evan Mobley, Taryn Franks, and Benjamin Todd. Really love this trio.
Up in! Yep!
Ben continued making a name for himself and was mentioned a few times on this show that covers the LA City section along with all of Southern California.
But I feel like every time that we've seen them, we just have a more glowing review every time. They're so good with Ben Todd.
Here he is against Mason Hooks and Harvard Westlake. Mason Hooks is a D1 big, around 250 pounds and 6'10", who received offers from schools like Georgetown and Tulane, but went on to commit to Princeton. You can see how close he's guarding Ben, but Ben shoots right over him. This is why he's a pure shooter. Look how white on rice Mason is on him, and he's 25 pounds heavier. Look at him shoot over this big guy. But Ben still scored 21 points, 8 for 11, 5 out of 6 free throws, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. Here he is playing against JT Tan, 6'9", who now plays center for Lehigh. JT is recorded at 260 pounds, way heavier than Ben, but Ben's still scoring over him even with JT's constant hand in his face. From his last game with Harvard Westlake and this game, we can see Ben is able to shoot over bigs who are around his height and bigger weight-wise, which makes him unguardable at times. Again, on this game, Ben posted another double-double with 24 points and 12 rebounds, while only missing 3 shots, going 10 for 13 and shooting 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Wow, that's efficient. Plus 3 assists and 2 blocks? Crazy skills. In this game against Loyola, he's playing against James Keefe, who is now a sophomore power forward for Stanford. His dad played in the NBA for 8 years and was the number 10 pick in the 1992 draft. Who does Ben remind me of? Chris Bosh or Domantas Sabonis of the Pacers, since they're both highly skilled bigs who are left-handed and have great face-up games, with their ability to shoot jumpers at a high level, along with them being able to score in the post with hook shots. Ben also showed that he's a good defender, limiting 6'9" Keefe to 4 points, while once again shooting over 80%, only missing 2 shots, going 9 for 11, scoring 23 points and 4 for 4 at the line.
Yeah, so my first one, we talked about him earlier, Ben Todd,
Yeah,
that
great.
big 6'10" fella over there at Camino Real, 63-57 win over Loyola a couple of days ago. He had 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and a steal. That's a Grand Slam breakfast right there, man. That's absolutely everything you need. Ben Todd's going to be a really tough player to guard.
Jabari Walker, a forward at Colorado, is another son of an NBA player, Samaki Walker, who won a championship in 2002 with the LA Lakers. Ben's stats on this game were 20 points, 8 for 10, 4 for 4 from the line, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. Ben was the top performer again on this show.
But Elko, they're in really good shape. They're a really talented team. And Ben Todd, he's 6'10". Down low, not a lot of guys are going to be able to beat him for rebounds. He's got touch from around the rim. He can shoot.
It could be said that there is a lack of highlight videos of Ben before 11th grade, due to him missing 10th. But regardless, Ben's undeniable talent still keeps him up there with the best. We actually decided to split these highlights into individual games to show that Ben is consistent in his play and efficient, unlike some highlight tapes that take clips from the overall season and are put together into one reel. Instead, we are seeing highlights from one game at a time, a more realistic showing of a player's talent. You can see that if he's not scoring 20 points, he's helping the team win by doing his part on the boards, grabbing 17 in this game. Ben's dad played at this high school. Hey, and so did NBA player Baron Davis. And both of Shaq's sons went here too. His youngest son is actually playing in this game. This team also had a nice 6'9" big that was on Ben the whole game and played excellent defense, but couldn't faze Ben. This guy didn't know what to do. Should have been an and one if you ask me. By this time, Ben and El Camino were winning most of their games.
Still a very, very good basketball team, and the win over Crossroads, 63-45. It wasn't really close. Ben Todd had a double-double, 17 and 11.
Yeah, against Riverside Poly, just his post moves are really good. He has really advanced post moves for a junior, so I have enjoyed checking him out, and I think as the season goes on, he's going to be a really important piece for Elko.
Ben's strong play in 11th grade, averaging 21 and 11 against some of the best competition in the state, got his name out more and led him to be recruited by some Division I coaches. It also led him to be noticed by top AAU teams. He finally chose to play with the Adidas-sponsored Dream Vision team, seen at the top of this video.
Did you think he was really 6'10"?
No, he was huge.
Yeah,
when I saw him, he is a lanky dude. That's some long arms, some big hands. Yeah. He's a rebounding machine. And the post moves, the finesse that the kid's got, he's got touch inside of 10 feet. Doesn't have to be at the rim. Yeah. He's not just a bonehead. I mean, this kid can really, really shoot.
After his 11th grade AAU season, Ben was ranked a top 25 big in the nation. On this 24/7 list, you can see him above Boubacar Coulibaly, who is at USC, and Coleman Hawkins, who is at Illinois, two of the top colleges in the country. They actually played with Ben against other top AAU players at a Vegas tournament while being watched courtside by LeBron James right before Ben went into his senior year. Along with his rising ranking, and after being seen for the first time by a lot of college coaches, Ben received a few Division I offers. His first being from Steve Alford at Nevada, who has coached many NBA players with his time at UCLA. He was also being recruited by several high major schools around the country, including Kansas, Georgia Tech, TCU, Oregon State, Marquette, and others who had planned to visit him in his senior year. Due to all these schools reaching out, Ben planned to play out his senior year with the goal of winning a ring, while becoming California State Player of the Year, and wanted to make a decision sometime during or after his senior year. His senior year started off strong, averaging 23 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks during his preseason fall tournaments and continuing into his senior season.
Yeah, clap all that wall.
You can see Tim Thomas at his game right here. Ben played well in front of his old coach, as you can see in a text Tim retweeted, with Ben's stats at 18 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Tim wrote, "This kid does it all. Keep killing." Unfortunately, Ben and Tim did not know that game would be his last full game. It was at the next game, the 4th game of the season, that he tore his ACL. Ben had surgery on January 23, 2020. He began a grueling rehab program in February until COVID hit in late March 2020. He had heard of Dr. Pat and Sports Rehab LA, one of the top rehab facilities in the world, with pros coming far and wide to get treatment and conditioning workouts. He went to sports rehab on a daily basis to get treatment, but unfortunately when everything closed down due to COVID, things slowed down. Even outdoors, the parks had taken down their hoops, and there was barely a place to rehab or practice. Ben had a long road ahead. However, he felt secure because he was taken care of by Al Reeser, the Director of Player Development, and Dr. Pat, the head of Sports Rehab LA, who works with top NBA and NFL players such as Ben Simmons and Cam Newton. Ben knew he was in the best hands and was confident that he would come back better than before. Watching Al work out with Tyrese Maxey, a top 25 pick in the 2020 NBA draft, was impressive.
My name is Al Reeser. I'm the Director of Biomechanics at Sports Rehab LA. I've been working with Ben Todd for about a year now, helping him recover from an ACL injury he suffered during his senior year of his high school basketball season. Ben has been, I guess, really the ideal client in the sense that he's always here, he's always coming on time, he's willing to buy in and to new ideas, new processes that he perhaps has never gone through before, but he knows and understands how they can be beneficial to him, getting fully recovered and getting back to a level that he wants to be at. The biggest thing for Ben is just really trying to optimize his movement patterns so that we don't see a similar setback or traumatic injury later on in his career. So I'll be working with Ben up until the summer when he's pretty much cleared to go back to full contact. And Ben has really just been the ideal client in the sense that he's always on time, and it's been a joy to work with. I think any team that gets Ben later on in his career is going to get a player that understands just what it means to be a basketball player. I think Ben just sees tremendous value in that, having it once perhaps taken away from him. Really loves the game, enjoys the game, is bought into whatever he needs to do to optimize his ability to produce on the court. And all the intangibles, right? He's a hard worker, willing to be coached, well-liked here, very charismatic. So I'm really excited to see what Ben does after he leaves. We set him all free in the summer.
By July 2020, Ben was dunking and moving smoothly. He was introduced to A.J. Moye at Mamba Academy and began doing workouts with him.
Hello, allow me to introduce myself. My name is A.J. Moye. Obviously, I'm a basketball coach, but more importantly, I was a basketball player. So in the year 2000, I was Mr. Basketball in the state of Georgia. I was All-American. Chose to play at Indiana University under Coach Bobby Knight. It was great, a lot of fun. Went to a Final Four, went to national championship, all Big Ten. After that, I played professionally overseas for 9 years, and I had a tremendous time there. Won a couple most valuable player awards and things of that nature, so that was fun. And so now I work here at Sports Academy. I'm the master basketball trainer here. Just one guy, man. Ben Todd, amazing. I love this kid. I've been training him now for close to a month. Every day he shows up, every single day, and every single day he gives me his best effort. And the thing I love about the kid is that he has a mind for basketball. I mean, not only is he 6'10", with some very talented hands and feet, but man, he's determined to get it right, and he really has a gift for passing the basketball and dribbling the basketball, handling the basketball. I mean, it's not one thing he can't do. We've been expanding his range each and every day, and that's coming along great. But man, he's making terrific strides. I mean, he's already dunking and moving and cutting, and becoming the player that I knew he'd always be. And I knew about being through Tim Thomas, one of the greatest basketball players ever out of the state of New Jersey. And man, he was such a, he was someone I looked up to. Just being with Ben every day and seeing how much he grinds for it. You know, he wakes up, he's in the weight room 2 hours a day. He comes to the court for an hour and a half, 2 hours. This guy just has a healthy appetite for improving and getting better. And that's what I love. And sky's the limit for him.
Ben is a dynamic player. He brings excitement to every game with his high IQ and his efficient skills of shooting, passing, and ball handling. Now in March of 2021, after diligently working with the best people possible, Ben's intention is to pick up where he left off in his last full game, killing and winning games with his coach and team.
This kid's going to be phenomenal. And I should be working with him for the next 2 or 3 months. So we're going to get this kid back right, get him back all together. I think he's better now than he ever was. Just from the footwork standpoint. And I really know in my heart he's going to be a player who really makes some noise at the next level.
In February 2021, 1 year later after his surgery, Ben got a chance to work out with NBA player Festus Ezeli at the Mamba Gym. A 7-footer, Festus is known for his defense. He was a starter for the Golden State Warriors in 2015 when they won the NBA championship that year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, first of all, my name is Festus Ezeli. Play in the NBA. I work out with Ben every day, and this kid is really skilled. He's really good. I don't know how he's not in college right now. I understand that he has an injury that he's working back from, but man, that's only making him work harder. He's out here with me every day. We're here early in the morning before anybody's here. You know what I mean? That level of focus You don't see that in kids these days. So I'm really impressed. I'm excited to see where he goes, man. It's going to be special.